Hello and welcome to Higgins Stadium, where today the Ithaca College women's lacrosse team will face SUNY Cortland Red Dragons. This is a top 10 matchup, as depending on which rankings you follow, Ithaca is number 8 or number 13, and Cortland is number 6 or number 10. I'm Dan Doherty alongside Matias Weilman. We've got a really, really good matchup today. Cortland has ruled the matchup in the past 7 years. They've won every game and haven't lost since 2009 against Ithaca, but we expect a good one today.
Yeah, I mean, you couldn't have said it any better. I mean, this is a great matchup right here. If you look at the team statistics for both of these teams, they're extremely well matched up. They're both very high octane offenses, but they also have very solid defenses. So we're going to see a really great game here.
And what is the X factors for the Ithaca Bombers? They are coming off a loss, and a disappointing one, to Dickinson, where they lost 7-9 behind 16 saves from the Dickinson goalie. So before that, though, they beat the number 2 seed, or the number 2 team in the nation, Trinity. So it was an interesting trip during spring break. Now they're back, coming off a loss. How do they recover from that first loss of the season against Cortland?
Yeah, well, I mean, you said that loss against Dickinson was disappointing. I mean, Dickinson's a good team. It was just a little disappointing because, I mean, you come back and you beat the number 2 team in Trinity, and that was a great comeback. They were down by 6 goals, 2 separate occasions in that game. And as you may or may not know, in the NCAA tournament the year before, they had lost to Trinity. Yep. So it was kind of a revenge game, sweet. And so it's going to be interesting to see how they rebound from their first loss of the season here and face a really good Cortland team.
That NCAA loss to Trinity was by a score of 8-7. And on the other side, Cortland recovered from their first loss of the season with a win against Catholic, 13-8. How do they keep this win streak against Ithaca going?
Well, as we said before, they're 2 really good scoring offenses and 2 very strong defenses. So I think the main key of the game for Cortland right now has to be to try to contain Allie Runyon, who leads this Ithaca team. She leads a team with 24 points, and she's actually second in the Empire 8 Conference in goals per game, just under 5. So that's going to be key to containing Runyon, because last game Runyon was scoreless. I mean, if you look at her past couple games, she had 4 goals, 7, 6, 4, and then 0, and that 0 was in a loss. So you definitely have to recognize that Runyon is leading this team, and keeping her off the scoreboard was a huge blow to the Bombers last game.
So I'd assume that Allie Runyon is your player to watch on the Ithaca side. Who is your player to watch for the Cortland Red Dragons?
Well, it's going to be goalie Jacqueline Bechlian. I mean, she's a terrific goalie. She won All-SUNYAC ECAC Goalie of the Year. Mm-hmm. She's 43-2 in her career. Her save average around Ithaca is about what it's around for her career. Mm-hmm. So it's definitely going to be interesting how she plays against Ithaca, because, as we've seen, strong goalie play is key.
43-2 is just a crazy record for the goalie, and the coach for Cortland, Kelly Lickett-Orr, is 46-3 in her coaching career with SUNY Cortland. And now the players are out in the center for the first draw. Referee places the ball in the crosses, raises his hands, and we're off. Ball is batted around and eventually picked up by Gabby Byrne. Byrne loses it, chases it down, and it stays in bounds. Gabby Byrne still has the ball after the ground ball pickup, passes it backwards, and a foul is called. It's going to be Ithaca ball still.
Early scram there. Neither team able to gain possession early on.
So Gabby Byrne will have it after the whistle. Pass it across to Morgan Cadwell, who cannot handle the pass. Pretty high up. Molly Long tries to pick it up, and it's stolen. That's Kristen Oberg, an All-American for Cortland. Oberg passes it off. Now it's Hannah Elmer. Elmer on the left side, matched up with Becky Mahorter, the freshman defenseman. Now behind the net it goes. In front, and it's a save from Kimberly Pursuto. Pursuto, interestingly, getting the start today. Emily Ross has started all games before this one. Oh, and a turnover in front, and Hannah Elmer picks it up and scores. Now it's 1-0 Cortland, just under a minute into the game. Not the way you want to start this game if you're Ithaca. A bad turnover in the defensive zone leads to a Hannah Elmer goal.
Yeah, definitely not how you want to start, considering that their last loss, first 5 minutes, they let up 3 goals. That was just sloppy play right there. A bad turnover in front of the goal. Yep. Easily scored for Cortland there.
So what do you think about Kimberly Pursuto getting the start today? It's been Emily Ross all year, and all last year, Emily Ross was the starter, and it would usually be that Kimberly Pursuto picks it up in the second half. So today, they're going with Pursuto starting it off.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting, considering that. I mean, it might be that Emily Ross did struggle last game. So maybe they're going to Pursuto early on here.
Pursuto was also named the E8 Goalie of the Year last year, so she has played very, very well in those second half appearances. And now Ithaca has it in the offensive zone after the draw control. This is Olivia Oppenheim behind the net. She goes around, looks for options. Pass it up top. That's Allison Pinar, who tries a bounce shot, but it goes over the net. Inside to Allie Runyon, and it was a foul call. The ball went into the net, but a whistle was blown before the goal was scored. So it looks like a free position shot for Allie Runyon.
Yeah, I don't even think Runyon had possession there. It kind of looked like she batted that ball and didn't even throw it in.
Free position shot for the fifth-year player. Allie Runyon runs in and gets the score. 1-1, ties it up with 28:30 left to go in the first half. And that's what you expect from Allie Runyon, who has 21 goals this season. That's her 22nd.
Yeah, I mean, their points leader with 24 going into this game. And, I mean, as we talked about before, I mean, Allie Runyon needs to get going early on for Ithaca to have a chance in this game. This is a very evenly matched game. Allie Runyon leads this team. I mean, she can't be kept off the scoreboard, and Ithaca expects to win, and we see her get early on here.
Yep, as you mentioned in the pregame, she was shut out last game, erasing that pretty early on. She's now 8 for 14 on free possession opportunities. Now we're in the center for another draw. It goes up, and it is batted to Cortland's defensive side and picked up by Morgan Cadwell. Now Ithaca Bombers on the offensive run. Cadwell on the left side of the net. Behind the net. That's Morgan Roscoe. Roscoe has options. Maeve Caramia getting the start over Donica Wagner, who has not played in the last two games. In front to Allison Pinar, who shoots it over the net, and it will still stay with the Bombers.
Yeah, high pace right now for this game. Both teams shooting, but Ithaca dominating possession.
And now, Roscoe over to Runyon, the goal scorer. Now to Olivia Oppenheim. Oppenheim to Cadwell. Behind the net is Roscoe. And Cambria is in the spot that Donica Wagner would be, behind the net. Morgan Roscoe comes out in front. Passes in the middle to Morgan Cowell, who missed the net. Might have been a save there by Bechlian, but it is picked up by Runyon regardless. Allie Runyon now running in. Gets turned away. Passes it to Morgan Cowell, and she gets it stolen from her. Great defensive play by Katie Wolf.
Yeah, great off-ball movement, too, by the Bombers on that possession. Really cutting inside the area there. Complicating life for Cortland.
Now Cortland gets past midfield on the stick of Sydney Oshinsky. Nicolette Tortorici, the captain for this team, has the ball now, and she passes it downfield. It looks like that is Hannah Elmer now with the ball behind the net. Over to Kirsten Oberg. Oberg turns on Molly Long, gets inside, and gets the ball knocked away. Picked up by Tortorici. Tortorici shoots, and it's deflected again. No shot recorded. And now Morgan Cavell picks up the loose ball. Great defense from the Bombers on that possession. Ooh, big check there. Carly Stone putting the hit on Morgan Cavell. Forcing her out of bounds, but it will still stay Ithaca ball. Pass it back to Kinley Pursuto. Pursuto over to her left. Looks like Reed Simoncini with the ball. She's charging downfield. And goes behind the net to Maeve Cambria.
Yeah, we see Ithaca getting back into their usual offensive set where they have two players behind the net.
Cambria passes out in front to Morgan Cadwell. She's up top at the point. Charges in. Shoots and scores. Top shelf. Beautiful goal by Morgan Cavell to take a 2-1 lead for the Ithaca Bombers. It is 25 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in this first half.
Yeah, I mean, Cortland's going to have to change something up because not only is Ithaca dominating the possession time right now, they're getting clean shots, and that defense just has not been what Cortland has known all season. I mean, they're only allowing 7.6 goals a game. and we already got 2 in the first 5 minutes. So not characteristic start from Cortland.
Absolutely. And Morgan Cadwell, senior, she just scored her 8th goal of the season, a diving goal. Looked like she got knocked off her feet, but still scored top shelf. Beautiful, beautiful stuff by Cadwell.
Yeah, she really hit the target there. Top 90, impossible to save.
Absolutely. And now Allison Pinara will take the draw. Referee places the ball in the crosses. Raises the hand, backs away, and the whistle. It's up and into the Cortland defensive zone again. Ground ball still being fought for. Morgan Roscoe slips up and slow to get up. We'll see how she does there. It's a Cortland ball still. Back over to Lisa Farrow.
Yeah, Roscoe limped a little getting up, but she seems to be fine now.
Yep, she's sprinting to try to chase Lisa Farrow, but couldn't make it all the way. Looks like she's going to go to the bench as Cortland has their offensive possession. It looks like Donica Wagner came in for Roscoe, so she is still playing, even though she hasn't played at all in the last 2 games, so she is on the roster today. Becky Mahorter being challenged. And now it goes to Katie Wolf, who passes it off to Lexi Meager, and now to Nicolette Tortorici. Tortorici going inside. Shoots and scores above Kimberly Pursuto. Ties the game at 2 with 24:30 to go in the first half. Tie game, and despite that, good news that Donica Wagner is playing today.
Yeah, Donica Wagner's first game action in about 2 weeks, but there you go. There's Cortland able to contain Ithaca's attack and create an attack of their own and settle into their set and develop good offensive possession there. That was important for Cortland.
Yep, great goal by Nicolette Tortorici, one of the captains of this team. So that's good leadership on the offensive side. And now Allison Pinar and the Ithaca Bombers look to recover from that goal. Referee placing the ball in the crosses. Raises her hand, and the whistle, it's up, and now this time cleanly picked up by Lexi Meager. Foul is called, and it looks like it's going to be Cortland ball still. Meager's off after the whistle. Charging in, and turns away, back to Kristen Oberg. Oberg, an All-American, very dangerous goal scorer. She scored 64 goals last year. Shut down by Molly Long. Now the ball goes over to Tortorici, who just tied the game. Ball goes off to the right. And now back to Tortorici in the middle. Meager, back to Tortorici. Tortorici charging inside, gets a crossover, and shoots and scores again. 3-2 Cortland. Tortorici's on fire right now.
Yeah, and you cannot allow Tortorici to get into that inside position. I mean, she's just zoomed past 2 defenders, and there's got to be more resistance there.
Nicolette Tortorici, a natural leader in high school. She was the captain of both the lacrosse and soccer teams. So good stuff, and she's also the captain of this Cortland lacrosse squad. 2 goals today.
Yeah, you want to talk about being a leader, class president in high school.
Yeah.
She's got the full resume.
All comes naturally to her. And now 2 goals bring her total up to 7 for the season. Ithaca huddled up after that goal, and now they're all back in their setup. Morgan Cadwell taking the draw, not Allison Pinar this time.
Yeah, Pinar got beat twice on the last 2 draws. She's got beat pretty cleanly. So.
Mm-hmm. Ball goes up, and this time it's batted away. Ground ball available, and it's fought for and picked up. Nope, goes out of bounds. It's going to be Cortland ball off of Donica Wagner's stick. Now it's into Nicolette Tortorici, who just scored her 2nd goal of the game. Now to Kristen Oberg. Oberg, challenged by Molly Long, the best defender on Ithaca. Elizabeth Sauer now challenging. Ball goes back to Kristen Oberg. Oberg turns on Molly Long. Almost had a clean shot, but it got knocked away and picked up by Becky Mahorter. Mahorter now charging down the left side of the field. Now back behind the net to Kimberly Pursuto, the goalie. Pass to her right. That's Molly Long now with the ball. Long pass downfield. Cleanly caught, and now it's Donica Wagner behind the net. Wagner over to Morgan Roscoe. Roscoe turns in front. Looking for an opening. And just passes it back to Allison Pinara. She's going to charge in to her left. And turned away. But now she goes to Runyon. Runyon now taking her turn out of charge. And it gets knocked away and picked up by Cortland. But there is going to be a foul called. Another free position opportunity for Allie Runyon. She scored the first goal of the game this way. Or her first goal of the game this way. Allie Runyon charges in, and it's saved by Beshlian. Big save there, keeping the game 3-2 Cortland.
Oh, yeah. There you go. There's the two players to watch going head-to-head, and Beshlian wins that battle.
Definitely not a player you want to see in front of you with no defenders is Allie Runyon, and Jacqueline Beshlian shut that down.
Yeah, Runyon missed all of last season with a knee injury. The season before that, 55 goals. So impressive stuff by Runyon, and leading this team now in goals.
Great player, Allie Runyon. And the matchup of scorers was seeming to be Allie Runyon versus Kristen Oberg, but it's Nicolette Tortorici who has 2 goals today.
Yeah, I mean, 2 high-scoring teams.
Yeah.
As a whole, you have Ithaca averaging about 12.5 goals a game and Cortland averaging about 11.5, so even there.
Molly Long causes a turnover, and the Cortland player wanted a foul call. Now it's Gabby Byrne on the right side, charging downfield. She gets forced into a corner by the Cortland defense. That's Sydney Oshinsky. Pass it off to Morgan Roscoe. Roscoe to Runyon. Runyon now back to center. It's Morgan Cavell now to Runyon again. Runyon over to Roscoe. She gets Allison Pinara. Pinara turns to her right. Pretty far away from the net, but she's going to charge and pass it off to the right where she finds Bailey Herr. Bailey Herr making her first appearance of the game. Bailey Herr scored in all 5 of her appearances this season.
Yeah, and as a freshman, that's kind of how you want to get your career started. I mean, 6 goals in 5 games. Great start by Bailey Herr.
Impressive stuff. Now Morgan Roscoe back up top, and foul is called on Cortland. Hillary O'Neill nailed with a push. Morgan Roscoe charging in. Turned away, finds Allison Pinara. Pinara back up top to Allie Runyon. Runyon goes behind the net to Bailey Herr. Bailey Herr puts a move on Lexi Meager. Makes her trip up. Pass it off to Allison Pinara. Pinara to Morgan Roscoe. Roscoe makes a move and charges in. Goes behind the net again. Long possession for the Ithaca Bombers here.
Yeah, good job by Cortland stopping those moves towards the goal that were killing them early on.
Bailey Herr now behind the net. Pass it up top to Morgan Cavell, and around we go. Cavell decides to change that, charges in, gets an open shot, and fires it over the net. It will still be Ithaca ball. Yeah,
missed there from Ithaca, but good job on both teams, actually. I mean, good job by Ithaca trying to keeping the ball around, not committing a sloppy turnover, excuse me. Good job by Cortland there on their defense.
And almost an opportunity there for Donica Wagner, and flag is called, or the flag is pulled out by the referee. It's going to be a free position opportunity for Donica Wagner. Wagner charges in, shoots, and it's saved again by Beshley, and that's 2 straight free positions that she's saved. Great stuff from the senior goaltender.
Yeah, Ithaca usually very good at executing free position shots, but Beshley is not letting that happen today.
Absolutely. And now a foul is called on Elizabeth Sauer. She put a check on Laura Messer. Now Messer passes it off to Hannah Elmer. Elmer on the left side. Challenged by Becky Horter. Now goes over to Kristen Oberg. Around it goes back to Nicolette Tortorici. It is 3-2 Cortland here on VIC Radio on the Bomber Radio Network. I'm Dan Doherty alongside Matias Weilman. Now Now the ball is on the left side of the net. Goes back to the middle. And now out again. That was Katie Wolf who had it. Now goes to Carly Stone. Carly Stone forced to the right by Reed Simoncini. And around it goes again. Nicola Tortorici now. Or rather, that's Katie Wolf. Over to Katie Oberg, who is matched up with Molly Long again. Oberg goes all the way around, gets around Sawyer and Long, goes all the way around the net, and she still has it. Pass it up top to Carly Stone. Stone now to Bree Janj. Janj inside to Nicola Tortorici. Good defense by Ithaca. Similar possession that we just saw from the Bombers. Now we see it with the Red Dragons.
Yeah, Molly Long, good defense there, and Ithaca brought the double team. Didn't allow Cortland to get the edge.
Now, Kristen Oberg versus Molly Long again. Oberg goes all the way around the net, finds an open teammate, and she shoots it over the net. Cortland ball still.
So we've seen two long possessions. We've seen a long possession from Cortland and from Ithaca. So we'll see if Ithaca wasn't able to produce a goal on theirs, but we'll see if Cortland can get a 2-goal lead.
Now Oberg behind the net to Elmer. Elmer all the way up top. That's Tortorici looking for her hat trick. Molly Long on defense. Hannah Elmer up top. And scoring is Lexi Meager. Great pass in front, and Meager forces a 2-goal lead. Cortland 4, Ithaca 2. 17 minutes remaining in the first half.
Yeah, and I mean, we were saying before how Ithaca was moving so well at the point, making great movements towards the goal. That's how they were able to dominate at the beginning, and now we've seen Cortland doing the exact same thing, kind of giving them a taste of their own medicine.
Mm-hmm. And again, a huddle by the Ithaca Bombers defense squad. They really want to change what's going on after a possession like that, where Cortland had it for seemingly ever, and eventually producing a goal.
I mean, this is not an Ithaca team who hasn't come from behind. I mean, we know a lot of times this team is able to blow out their opponents, but in having a close game like they did against Trinity, in which they had to have such a great comeback,
yep.
you don't want to panic yet if you're the Bombers. You don't want to be relaxed here. I mean, this is a very good Cortland team for a reason.
Mm-hmm. And now Bailey Herr taking the draw. So they've tried Cadwell, they've tried Pinar, and now it's Bailey Herr in the center. Ball's in the crosses. Referee raises his hands, and it's won by Bailey Herr. Good choice by the coach. Morgan Roscoe on the left side now. Roscoe behind the net. In front to Allie Running, but she missed the pass. She will still pick up the ground ball, though. Great job by Allie Running to stay with it. Morgan Cadwell at the point. Cadwell trying to get inside, double teamed. Passing off to Olivia Oppenheim. She gets the ball knocked out of her stick. And ground ball is still available. Eventually picked up by Amara Pulver. The ball's knocked out again, out of bounds, and that will be Sydney Oshinsky.
Yeah, great recovery by the Bombers there. Cortland was ready to run the field, and the Bombers recovered well.
Oh, and a great interception by Reed Simoncini on the inbound. She still has it. Whoa. And a foul is called. Simoncini was stumbling and trying to keep the ball on her stick very well, but now she gets a help with the whistle.
Yeah, I didn't see who was able to knock the ball out in the Cortland defense, but great job there stopping the Bombers, who had a clear goal opportunity.
And now Simoncini, the defenseman, passing it off to Allison Panara. Panara behind the net to Donica Wagner, and now Bailey Herr. 3 people behind the net for the Ithaca Bombers now. Morgan Roscoe on the left side. Sends it up top to Allison Panara. Panara goes left and gets turned away by Carly Stone. Inside is Allie Runyon, who scores her second goal of the game while falling down. Great job by Allie Runyon. Again, her second goal of the game, Ithaca's third. So now it's 3-4, Cortland with the lead with just over 15 minutes to go here in the first half.
Yeah, great pass by Panara there. You had Runyon cutting on the outside of the goalie area there. We've usually seen them go on the inside, those inside cuts that leave you right in front of the goal. But here, she kind of stunted inside and went back outside and had that open opportunity. Great goal.
Absolutely. And Allie Runyon, what can you say about her? She's always finding a way to get open shots. And that one, that's her 23rd goal of the season. We're only 6 games in. Not even 6 games in. This is the 6th game. Just great stuff from Allie Runyon so far in her 5th season, coming off of a knee injury all of last year.
Yeah, and I know it might be a little worrying to see her fall down, but great to see that composure she has. That's the second Ithaca goal that's been scored that they've been off balance and hit top shelf for excellent goals.
And now Morgan Cabell, due to the Allie Runyon being knocked down, Morgan Cabell just gets a free possession instead of a draw. So Ithaca gets a start on offense this time. Behind the net is Donica Wagner. They want to tie it up here in this possession here. Wagner gets turned around and a foul is called inside. That was on Sydney Oshinsky. And now Donica Wagner has a really nice angle at a free position shot here. Wagner charges in and passes it around to Panara. Panara puts a spin move on, almost gets a goal, but shoots it wide of the net. And Nicola Tortorici was not happy. She was knocked down by Panara's spin move. No foul called. Ithaca ball.
Interesting that Wagner didn't go for the shot there. I mean, you mentioned she had a good angle. She chose to go outside, and now they get to reset.
Now Morgan Roscoe has the ball. Tries to get it inside to Allie Runyon for her 3rd goal of the game, but it is knocked away and stolen. Now it's Nicola Tortorici with the ball, and a loose ball is picked up by Reed Simoncini. Or it's not picked up. It's still a ground ball. And now Hannah Elmer will pick it up, knocked out of her stick, and now picked up by Morgan Cowell. Pretty crazy sequence there. Pass it off to Bailey Herr, who drops that. She gets the ball cleanly. And now a foul is called. It will be Bailey Herr's ball.
Yeah, back and forwards game here. No team clear as the leader in this game. Mm-hmm. Both teams going back and forwards. Great game. Really exciting so far.
Now we see Morgan Roscoe, who gets a foul call, but actually, nope. Still clean. Olivia Oppenheim up top now. Over to Allison Panara. Panara behind the net to Wagner. Wagner now looking in front. Goes to the left of the net. Turns towards the center. Gets triple teamed and a foul is called. Looks like she'll have another free position opportunity. Bit of a rough play from the Cortland defense. Looks like I'm mistaken. It's going to be Cortland ball. A little too physical there by Donica Wagner, it seems. So now Cortland starts off, and the ball is stolen by Allison Panara pretty early on. And now Ithaca will keep their offensive possession. Great play by the sophomore. Panara to Cadwell, now up top to Oppenheim. Oppenheim to Runyon. Runyon back to Oppenheim, who became a starter this season. Looks for an option. She's shut down by Nicola Tortorici, but gets the pass behind the net to Morgan Roscoe. Roscoe inching around that goalie crease. Turns inside, spin move, and scores! Morgan Roscoe ties the game, come from behind the net, spins inside, and gets it below the legs of Jacqueline Bechlian. 4-4 game, 12:47 to go in the first half.
Yeah, good decision to shoot low there. All the goals we've seen have been above the goalie's stick and top corners, and great job there to go low. Mm-hmm. Just nothing Bechlian can do there. Great spin move to get right into the teeth of that defense.
And after another long possession leading to an Ithaca goal this time, Cortland calls a timeout. What are you saying if you're Coach Kelly Lickert or?
Well, I'm saying just don't panic. I mean, it was only a 2-goal lead that they had. They did not blow a big lead here. Mm-hmm. One thing I'm saying is keep your assignment on defense, and if you're Cortland, you want Ithaca to go into those long possessions. Yep. You don't want Ithaca's explosive offense to get out and start scoring on you. The thing about those long possessions are the offense is at an advantage there because they have the moving parts, but defense has to worry about keeping their assignments. So that's what I'm telling I'm saying keep your assignments and don't lose your heads. This is still a good game.
And on the other side, Ithaca just came back from a 2-goal deficit, so some confidence in that huddle. What are you saying if you're Coach Carey Moore?
I'm saying keep the momentum on our side. I mean, they couldn't win the draws there after the goals, and all of a sudden they won 2 straight. They're getting these free position shots, which is where they strive. The free position shots and the off-ball movement that they get around the point. So if I'm coach, I'm just saying keep going. I mean, this is exactly what you want out of your team.
And on free position opportunities, Ithaca is scoring on about 41% of them. They've had some struggles on defense, a couple of huddles after goals from Cortland. And what defensive adjustments would you like to see from the Bombers with this 4-4 game?
Well, if I'm the Bombers, I think the Bombers are actually just starting to get into their defensive rhythm here. I mean, okay. Cortland had those 2 really quick goals at the beginning. I mean, the first one was sloppy turnover, but the second one was fast break there, and they were able to score. And now Cortland's finally starting to get into their offensive set, and along with that, I think the Bombers are also starting to get set defensively. So I think as this game is going on, I mean, I think both teams started pretty slow, not goal scoring wise, but kind of just getting into their natural set. So it's going to be fun now to watch as both teams are being set, if they're going with these longer possessions or if they're trying to get quick scores.
So interesting stuff. Molly Long has done great on the defensive side, shutting down Kristen Oberg, who, as we mentioned, All-American last year with 64 goals, led all of the nation in points. 64 goals, 56 assists. Crazy, crazy numbers. And now she's just essentially been invisible today, thanks to Molly Long on the defensive side.
Yeah, and that's what having a great defenseman does, and also great job by the Bombers bringing that double team and forcing her to go on the outside on the perimeters and trying to find, I mean, advantage for Cortland there that once you get the double team, you can maybe find someone open, but the Bombers have done a great job of shutting her down thus far.
Yeah, we've seen Kristen Oberg try to get inside a couple of times, but she's lost the ball every one of those times. So great stuff in the Ithaca defense so far to shut down a really good goal scorer. And a fiercely fought for ground ball is still being fought for. Foul is called, and it's going to be Cortland ball. Now Cortland has it on the left side of the field. This is Sydney Oshinsky, the defenseman. She's going to head back to her position after passing it off to Nicolette Tortorici. Now it's Kristen Oberg, who gets past Molly Long. Over to Hannah Elmer on the left side. Behind the net it goes. Elizabeth Sauer being challenged. Up top is Nicolette Tortorici. Tortorici gets stopped by Oppenheim and off the stone now to Kristen Oberg. Oberg charges to the right, gets inside, shoots, and it's going to be an easy save for Kimberly Pursuto on that shot by Oberg. And the pass from Pursuto is knocked away, and it's picked up by Simoncini, who loses it, and Hannah Elmer will get that ground ball. Nicolette Tortorici now inside, turns away, passes it off, now charging in, and a goal is scored by Lexi Meager from a pass from Nicolette Tortorici. A little bit of an unfortunate possession there as Kimberly Pursuto tried to pass it away, and it was knocked out of her stick and picked up by Cortland, leading to a 5-4 lead for the Red Dragons with 11:30 to go in this first half.
Yeah, but give credit where credit is due. Great pressure there on Ithaca as they were trying to get out in the fast break, and great defensive work by Molly Long, kind of keeping Cortland in front. As you said, an unfortunate bounce for the Bombers, but good job by Cortland. As we've seen so far, Cortland's doing a good job of taking advantage of Ithaca's misfortunes on defense.
Yep. The ball was almost in Reed Simoncini's stick, but she lost it, and Cortland capitalized with the goal there, not tying the game. They're taking the lead with a 5-4 score. After the draws, a whistle is blown, and it'll be Cortland ball. Lisa Farrow.
Seen a little bit of a scrappy game here for both teams.
Absolutely. Farrow on the left side. Passing it off to Kristen Oberg. Hannah Elmer now behind the net. Going in front. Now up top, it goes around to Nicolette Tortorici. Tortorici being challenged hard by Reed Simoncini. Gets inside to Kristen Oberg, but she cannot handle the pass, and Pursuto dangerously goes out there for the ground ball, and she's challenged by both Hannah Elmer and Kristen Oberg. Fortunately gets it away. Dangerous stuff from Kimberly Pursuto behind the net there.
Yeah, but great spin move. I think she juked out three Cortland attackers there.
Yeah.
Dangerous, but paid off.
Molly Long now with the ball in the Ithaca defensive zone. Getting past a couple players. Crosses midfield herself. Gets the pass to Morgan Roscoe. Roscoe gets around Lauren Messer. Foul is called. And it's going to be Messer. Messer runs in. Goes behind the net. Around and trying to pass to a cutting player, but Oppenheim could not get free. So now Roscoe's just holding it. Up top to Allie Runyon. Runyon gets checked and loses the ball, but picks it up herself. Lexi Meager on defense. She just scored the leading goal. Now it's Allison Pinaro. Passing it to Olivia Oppenheim up top. Back to Pinaro. Pinaro charging in. Tries to get around the defenseman. Cannot do it. Pinaro passes inside. And Gabby Byrne was fouled, so that's going to lead to a free position opportunity for Gabby Byrne. Interesting stat. This is the fourth free position shot for the Ithaca Bombers. Cortland, on the other hand, has 0. Byrne decides to not shoot. Pass it off to Oppenheim, who gets hit hard, but no foul called. Turns away and gets it back up top to Allison Pinaro.
Yeah, Cortland did a great job there of not allowing that shot on, as you said, the fourth free position shot. We've seen Cortland commit quite a few fouls while Ithaca's attacking, for what it's worth.
Yep, not where you want to commit fouls either. Morgan Roscoe tries to get inside, and good defense by Cindy Oshinsky. A pass to Morgan Cowell, or actually that was Gabby Byrne, and she got hit. And she'll be sent to the box. Woman up opportunity for the Ithaca Bombers after a hard foul on Morgan Cadwell.
Yeah, both teams playing aggressive, but Cortland a little too aggressive there, trying to get on the fast break. A little too aggressive on the defensive side there. So we'll see if Ithaca can convert on this woman up opportunity.
So Cindy Oshinsky in the box for 2 minutes, and Gabby Byrne gets a free position opportunity to start things off. Beshrian has stopped the last 2. Can she make it 3 in a row? Gabby Byrne goes inside and shoots it above the net, but Maeve Cambria is there to keep possession for the Bombers. So now it's going to be really tough on the Cortland's defensive side, having one less player. Maeve Cambria tries to get inside, and she gets knocked down in front. No foul called, and the ground ball is picked up by the Cortland Red Dragons, and a pass goes to a player who isn't looking, and Ithaca gets to keep possession after a turnover by the Cortland Red Dragons. Morgan Roscoe, now to Gabby Byrne up top. Taking their time, they have one more player than the Cortland Red Dragons on the field right now. And now Allison Pinara to Allie Runyon. Back to Pinara. They're going to charge now. Pinara goes right. Turns. Tripped up. Tries to get a pass. And it passes Runyon, but picked up by Morgan Cowell up top. Now behind the net is Morgan Roscoe. She charges all the way up back to the point. Jukes left, and looked like a referee pulled a flag out of her pocket, but no foul is called. Now it's Cortland's ball after the missed shot by Roscoe.
Yeah, it seemed like a foul there, but I think they just gave Bechlein the save.
So now, even with one less player, Cortland charging down the field. Ball is knocked out of the stick by Allie Runyon, and it's going to be her ball. Great defense by Runyon. Runyon over to Roscoe. That is actually Pinara. Allison Pinara charging down the right wing. Foul's called on Cortland. Now Allison Pinar is starting from the right side of the net. Pinar goes behind. And the penalty is over. So full strength for the Cortland Red Dragons. Gets inside to Ali Runyon, but another save by Beshley. She's been on her game recently. Another save on a hot goal scorer.
Yeah, Beshley tried to challenge the shot there. Instead of waiting and trying to get the save, she immediately jumped forward, and great job there.
Now the ball goes to Cindy Oshinsky. Wow, that's Bree Jans with the ball. After a whistle, she passes it inside and knocked away by Kimberly Brasuto. Wide open opportunity for the Cortland offense, but Kimberly Brasuto saying no. Now it's Ithaca ball. Back it goes to Becca Mahorta, the freshman starter on defense. Reed Simoncini now on the right wing. Gets past Megan Gonzalez. Now to Gabby Byrne. Got 5:40 to go here in the first half. The score is Cortland 5, Ithaca 4. I'm Dan Doherty alongside Matias Weilman, and you're listening to Ithaca Bombers Lacrosse here on vicradio.org and the Bomber Radio Network. Up top is Allison Pinara. Pinara charges left. Back inside to Byrne, who cannot handle the pass. Picked up by Laura Messer, but on her way out, she knocked down Pinara, but Pinara's the one that gets called for a whistle. And now it's Cindy Oshinsky charging on the right side of the field. She gets past Ali Runyon. Behind the net. Over to Hannah Elmer, who's on the left side of the net.
Cortland into a long possession here. Maybe trying to get a long possession to close out the half here.
Yep, they've got that 1-goal lead. Try to contain it, preserve it. Nicolette Tortorici, or even extend it. She scores her 3rd goal of the game. Charging in, forcing it to be 6-4. Cortland Red Dragons with 4.5 minutes to go. Nicolette Tortorici getting a hat trick early on in this game.
Yeah, Tortorici has just torched Ithaca all game.
Yep.
She just ripped that shot in there.
Great play by the team captain there. And not the way you want to close out the first half of your Ithaca. They do have time to make up this deficit. 4:30 to go. Ithaca down 4-6 to the Cortland Red Dragons.
Yeah, 4:30 is enough for a very lengthy possession here.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be interesting. I think that Ithaca will get one long possession in, but it'll be interesting to see if Cortland gets time to maybe tack on one more goal. I mean, a 2-goal lead it's big going into this game, considering how good both teams are defensively.
Yep.
A 3-goal lead would be huge going into the half.
Ithaca ranked 8th. Cortland ranked 10th according to U.S. Lacrosse. So we got a high-level game of women's lacrosse here at Higgins Stadium. Olivia Oppenheim. She gets fouled. She's around midfield. And now charging ahead. Forced away by the Cortland defense. Down low to Donica Wagner, who cannot handle the pass, and a rush for the ball is won by the Cortland Red Dragons after some nice hustle from Lisa Farrow.
So turnover there by the Bombers. So now it's Cortland's opportunity to get into a long possession, maybe get that 3-goal lead before the half.
Cortland has defeated the Ithaca Bombers 7 straight times. And right now they're in the lead and on their way to an 8th straight victory, unless Ithaca has anything to say about it. Jacqueline Beschlien waiting for an opportunity to pass it out. Tries to find Tortorici. She can handle the pass, but Ithaca cannot pick it up. And now it goes back to Beschlien. Beschlien, the goaltender, again looking for an outlet pass. As you mentioned in the pregame, 43-2 in her career is Jacqueline Beschlien, a crazy good record.
Yeah, that's something to write home about. I mean,
yeah.
that's good morale boost too. I mean, going in, we already know she's a very good goalie. And 43-2 is nothing to joke around about.
And one of those losses was the Final Four appearance last year in the NCAA tournament. So, high-level stuff from Jacqueline Bechlian in her career. Now Cortland on the offensive side. Hannah Elmer passing it over to Bree Janj. Janj now to Lexi Meager. Meager inside. That's to Katie Wolf, and Olivia Oppenheim was knocked down, but it's going to stay Katie Wolf's ball, and she'll have a free position opportunity there, first of the game for Cortland. And a shot is into the chest of Kimberly Pursuto. She can't handle it, though, and whistle's called. It's going to be Ithaca ball.
Yeah, great save by Pursuto there. I mean, this is a 6-4 game, but Pursuto's played well. Yep. Some of those goals have just been impossible to save.
Doherty with 3 of those. With 2 minutes to go in the first half. Cortland leads the Ithaca Bombers 6-4. And the Ithaca Bombers try to get another possession here, but they cannot handle the ball. Erin McGee, the midfielder, now has the ball after the whistle. She passed it off to Morgan Roscoe. Cortland only had 4 defenders back, but a whistle was blown. And it looks like there's a disagreement with the coach and the ref, but referees are still trying to sort this thing out. And it will be Morgan Roscoe's ball where she was standing. Roscoe charging in, cuts to the right, now to the left. Gets around the net to Donica Wagner. Wagner comes in front. The pass to Olivia Oppenheim is saved by Jacqueline Bechlian. She had a wide open opportunity in front. Could not capitalize. Score remains 6-4 Cortland. Outlet pass is successful. That goes all the way to Katie Wolf at the midfield line. And now to Mackenzie Annabelle, making her first appearance in the game. Behind the net is Hannah Elmer. She tries to pass it out to Cindy Oshinsky, but can't handle it. And now it's Erin McGee picking up the ball. Now it's Ithaca's turn. They're in the offensive side. Morgan Roscoe turns right. Now to Allie Runyon in the middle. And the ball goes off of Jacqueline Bechlian's stick and into the net. 6-5 off of Allie Runyon's third goal. Now she matches Nicola Tortorici with a hat trick.
Oh, exciting 30 seconds there. I mean, great opportunity for the Bombers. Excellent save by Jackie Bechlian. Cortland comes the other side. Ithaca, great job of stopping them. And then another goal.
Allie Runyon, can you stop her? So we got 2 great goal scorers in this game. Allie Runyon, and instead of Kristen Oberg, it's Nicola Tortorici who's been finding the back of the net. So really good matchup with these 2 top scorers on each team.
Yeah, and there you go. Ithaca only down 1 goal. They're content to be in this position at the half. I mean, if you take away the bad turnovers they've had, that's led to 2 Cortland goals. They're right in this game.
Mm-hmm. 6-5 is the score with 61 seconds remaining in the first half. Morgan Cabell taking the draw. Ball's up. She wins it over Lexi Meager, and Allie Runyon's there to pick up the ground ball. Allie Runyon on the left side. Definitely plenty of time to tie up the game here for the Ithaca Bombers. Donica Wagner now behind the net. Morgan Cabell charged, but Wagner could not get a pass off. Wagner up top to Panara. Panara with 39 seconds left. She charges in, shoots, and the ball bounces over the net. Morgan Roscoe is there to pick it up. She keeps looking back at the clock. There's 32 seconds to go. Clock stops at 31 as the ball rolls out of bounds.
And this would be a huge momentum swing in Ithaca's side if they can get a goal here.
Clock is running. 28 seconds and counting. Morgan Roscoe stopped. Over to Allie Runyon, who cannot handle the pass but picks it up herself. Back to Roscoe. 17 seconds. Roscoe turns inside. Shoots and saved by Bechlian.
Full extension by Bechlian. Huge save.
Great job by Bechlian to preserve the lead for the Cortland Red Dragons going into the half, and it looks like she's going to keep it herself. Stay tuned for halftime. We've got Justin Rousier and Charlie Novak coming up to give you all that we've seen here at Higgins Stadium. It's been a good game and really interesting one as well.
Yeah, and I mean, can't say enough about Jackie Bechlian. I mean, we've talked about how good both teams are offensively, how we've had two distinct goal scorers in this game, but Jackie Beschlin has 6 saves, and those aren't just regular saves on shots. Those are difficult saves.
Yes.
Those are 2 or 3 of those saves have been on free shot opportunities, and that last shot, she just swallowed that.
Yes, absolutely. So great stuff by Jacqueline Beschlin so far. Going into the half, 6-5 is your score. Cortland Red Dragons lead the Ithaca Bombers. So stay tuned for the halftime report from Justin Rouzier and Charlie Novak. You are listening to Ithaca Bombers Women's Lacrosse here on vicradio.org and the Bombers Radio Network. And welcome back to Higgins Stadium, where the Ithaca Bombers trail the SUNY Cortland Red Dragons by a score of 6-5. Ithaca is ranked 8th in the nation, and Cortland is ranked 10th according to U.S. Lacrosse. So it's a very high-level matchup, and that's what we've seen so far through 30 minutes of play. And now the draw is up. Behind us is a men's tennis match. That's where you'll hear cheers throughout the game.
Everyone very excited about this lacrosse game. As excited as we are. I mean, we saw a phenomenal first half, and you heard it from Charlie and Justin on the halftime show. Just terrific game between two really good teams.
Absolutely. Katie Wolf now with the ball in the offensive zone for Cortland. Hannah Elmer now over to Megan Gonzalez. Gonzalez gets around Sauer. Sauer shoots. Oh, no. It was Gonzalez that shot, and saved by Kimberly Pursuto, who stays out for the second half. She looks like she's going to get a full 60 minutes in this game.
Yeah, I mean, Pursuto's played more than Emily Ross in the season. She's played about 70 more minutes. But still, they usually go with the 2-goalie set, so interesting. Pursuto had a good first half.
And the shot goes off of Pursuto, sticking into the net. That was Lexi Meager scoring her second goal of the game. Now it's 7-5. Similar to the first half, only took 59 seconds for Cortland to find the back of the net.
Yeah, that seemed like a savable shot for Pursuto. I mean, I apologize to the team. I must have jinxed it. As I said, she had a good first half. Seemed like a savable shot, but credit Cortland. Great job, again, coming out in the half and taking the lead, extending the lead now a little further. That was a key that we talked about before the game was if Ithaca needed to start their defense off strong. They didn't last game. They lost. And now, beginning of the first half, beginning of the second half, they've let up goal within 1 minute.
So now if it's going to be a mirror of the first half, Allie Runyon should be scoring within a minute. That goal. But that's Lexi Meager's second goal of the game, her 7th of the season. She actually transferred over from Lemoyne College this year. And now it's Cortland winning the draw again. A loose ball is picked up by Reed Simoncini. Simoncini charging down the right side. Got a lot of speed for a defenseman. Simoncini turns away. Hands it off to Allison Pinara.
Yeah, she couldn't get a play going there, but great take by Simoncini there. Really pressing that Cortland defense to get back.
Absolutely. And now behind the net is Pinara, looking for options. Goes back up top to Morgan Cadwell. Cadwell jukes to the left, shoots, and misses the net wide right. Good shot there by Cadwell, though.
Yeah, we've seen this a couple times by Cortland. Cortland defenders do a great job of taking the angle out from the shooter. There's nowhere to go for Ithaca there. I mean, wide left on the shot, but really nowhere to fit that ball in.
And now Morgan Roscoe with the ball to the left of the net. Up top to Morgan Cadwell. Cadwell now to Allison Pinara. Pinara now to the right. Turned away by Nicolette Tortorici, who has a hat trick in this game. Morgan Cadwell inside to Morgan Roscoe. Roscoe gets in front and scores below the knees of Jacqueline Beschlin, bringing Ithaca back within 1. It is 6-7 after Morgan Roscoe's goal.
Well, not Runyon, but Roscoe. I mean, you got the first letter right there.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, that's a good sign for Ithaca that at least they're not going to get a mirror first half, or else they would lose this game. Good start by both teams here. Again, I think we're going to see the same thing that we saw in the first half, that both teams are going to start out quick in the first 4 or 5 minutes, and then eventually they're going to get into those long offensive sets.
Yep, the defense will get their bearings eventually, and that is Morgan Roscoe's second goal of the game, her 11th of the season. She actually had 6 hat tricks last year, so she's on her way to 1 today. And now Allison Pinara picking up the draw. Passing it down to Allie Runyon. Can they get a tie game on this possession? Behind the net is Morgan Roscoe. Now that goes over to Allison Pinara. Pinara turns inside to Runyon. Runyon cannot handle the pass, but she does pick up the ground ball. Sets up top to Morgan Cadwell. Pinara now. Back to Cadwell. Cadwell flips it up to Allie Runyon. Runyon charges in the middle. Gets the ball knocked away by Tortorici. And Runyon retains possession. Pinara to Cadwell up top. They're not wasting time. They go right to those long possessions that you were talking about.
Yeah, it's falling right back into their set.
And now Al Pinara charges in and scores. Top shelf, tying the game at 7. Allison Pinara, the sophomore, putting in another one in this game. 7-7 game, 26:33 to go in the second half. We've got a good one at Higgins Stadium today.
Yeah, I mean, Pinara was one of those players that Coach Moore was talking about preseason about. Watch out, because her and Wagner, both sophomores, we've seen them play behind the net. I mean, we've seen a little less of that because Wagner's been hurt recently, but Pinara's been all over the field today. Pinara has ran an incredible amount, high intensity on those cuts, and great shot there. And the momentum all the way to Ithaca. And if Ithaca can win this draw here, I mean, I would not be surprised if we see another goal in the next 2-3 minutes. They're firing on all cylinders here.
And now Pinara, that's her second goal in her career against Cortland, so a goal in each game. She's been great all season for the Bombers, with 9 goals and 8 assists. 8 assists leading the team this year. And now can the Ithaca Bombers keep the momentum going after scoring 2 goals to tie the game up? So we got 3 goals in 3.5 minutes. A very hot start to the second half of this game. Morgan Cabell wins the draw. Allie Running's wide open downfield, but Cabell could not get free to the defense. Oh, and now a foul was called on Cortland, so a long pass downfield to a wide open Allie Running. Can she score on Beshlian? And she does. Bounce shot goes in. Allie Running puts in her 4th goal of the game. Ithaca takes the lead 8-7.
And great job by Runyon there. I mean, she had a defender draped all over her. You see it. You said, as soon as that free pass was coming, you saw her downfield, and she received that great bounce pass. Great decision to go with the bounce pass there.
Great job by Runyon getting downfield behind all of the defensemen, and then pretty fortunate call. Cabell gets knocked down, gets a free position opportunity, and pass it all the way downfield to a wide open Allie Runyon, who scores past Beshlian. Her 4th goal of the game. Great stuff by the graduate student.
And now we'll have to see how Cortland responds here. This has been a very back-and-forward game. Cortland has led for the majority of the game. Now Ithaca's ahead 8-7, and the momentum clearly on their side, so Cortland's going to have to respond here. 3
very quick goals in the second half for Ithaca after Cortland scored within a minute. So what a way to answer the Red Dragons. And it's going to be a free draw from the Ithaca Bombers. Looks like Runyon was roughed up after the goal again.
Yeah, it looks like Cortland's one woman down.
And now Morgan Roscoe. A foul is called on Cortland, and it's a free position. Can they get a 4th goal here in this second half? Roscoe waits for the whistle, shoots, and it's saved by Beshlian. She's been on fire in these free position shots.
Yeah, Beshlian, great recognition. Roscoe was going to go top shelf there.
And now cross-field pass, I should say, by the Cortland defense. And Dana Sanford gets run out of bounds. But Ithaca gets the ball after a foul called, and rough play by Dana Sanford knocking down. Looks like Reed Simoncini.
She's got to be careful. They're already one woman down.
And now Simoncini charging down the right side of the field. drops it off. And this is Olivia Oppen. Actually, that is Maeve Cambria, rather. Pass goes around to Ali Panara. Looks like we're back at full strength. Erin McGee charging down the right side. Behind the net, it goes to Morgan Roscoe.
Yeah, 2 women up opportunities for the Bombers, not able to convert a goal on either. They have 2 women up goals this season, but unable to get one today.
Now resets to Morgan Cadwell, now to Allison Pinar up top. She's going to charge. To the left, turned away, tries again, this time to the right, gets a shot, but her stick was hit while she was shooting, and the ball goes over the net, and it's going to be Ithaca ball. They're going to count that as a shot. And now Bailey Herr goes behind the net to Morgan Roscoe. 24 minutes remaining in the second half of this great game. Ithaca scoring 3 straight goals after Cortland scored an early one in this second half. And now Ithaca looking at a 4th. Bailey Herr puts it off the post. Great opportunity there for Bailey Herr, the freshman. But it is picked up by Cortland after it goes off the post. And now Cortland charging downfield, led by Lexi Meager. She passes it off to Kirsten Oberg, who's been effectively shut down today. Oberg, matched by Molly Long again. Oberg gets inside, elects to go behind the net. Passing off to Megan Gonzalez, who can't handle the pass. And it's going to be Ithaca ball as they were fighting for a ground ball.
Yeah, and how close was that to being Ithaca's 9th goal? I mean, Bailey Herr shot that low. I think that hit ground and then hit bottom corner of the post. That's just unlucky there.
Great shot by the freshman. She's been excellent all season for the Bombers. Don't believe she's found the back of the net today, but great opportunity there.
Oh, yeah, still scoreless for Bailey Herr. That streak we talked about before, scoring in her first 5 career games, in jeopardy now.
Reed Simoncini sprinting out of that defensive position again, bringing the ball into the offensive zone. And now it's Maeve Cambria. Cambria behind the net. Still giving Donica Wagner some recovery time on the bench. She is playing today, though, after missing the last 2 contests. Ball goes to Roscoe, then to Cadwell. Now to Panara, up top. Back to Roscoe. Roscoe jukes left. That's an open lane and scores! Gets it past Beschley for a 2-goal lead for Ithaca. 22.5 minutes remaining in the second half, and Ithaca has scored 4 straight goals, rather.
Cortland on their heels here. They got to recuperate. They're a good team. They're only down 2 goals. This isn't an insurmountable lead right now, but Ithaca is firing on all cylinders. Ithaca playing really well right now. Seems like it should be a timeout.
Yeah, very, very smart timeout by the Cortland Red Dragons. They're in disarray right now. 4 straight goals for the Ithaca Bombers. What's going wrong on defense?
Well, I mean, it's just been this Ithaca offense that's come out firing. We know how dynamic this Ithaca offense is, and they just come out firing on all cylinders here. We didn't see that at the beginning of the first half. We know they got that early goal. Ali Runyon got that early goal, but they weren't really as effective as they are right now. And they're just doing a great job of just creating open looks, just finding open spaces, and their off ball movement has been incredible. I mean, that's only half the game right there. I mean, I know you have to be able to score, but you got to be able to move when you don't have the ball, find open opportunities, and Ithaca's giving Cortland a lot of trouble with that right now.
So 22.5 minutes remaining. Ithaca scoring 4 unanswered goals in this second half after Cortland scored a really quick one. Great job by the coach to get Ithaca back in their groove, and they answered with really, really great offense. So I don't see any adjustments that need to be made for Ithaca, but Cortland, their offensive opportunity in this half have been rare, but they haven't really been able to get anything going after that first goal.
Yeah, I think that's been the key too. It's just Cortland has not been able to get these offensive opportunities. The first half, the thing about it was so back and forwards that even if Cortland didn't get that many offensive opportunities, it's not like Ithaca got a lot too, because as Ithaca would get one, Cortland would just get one right back. Mm-hmm. And that's not what we've seen in the second half. We've seen Ithaca totally dominate the possession, as they did early in the first half, but they've completely dominated the possession thus far, 8 minutes in, and they already got a 2-goal lead. It's been a 3-goal swing already.
I think it's been 5 shots faced by Jacqueline Beschlian in this second half, if I'm counting correctly, and she's only saved one of them. So as great as she was in that first half, she has not come out as hot in this second one. It's been a tough one as the lacrosse ball has been fired at all directions, and Beschlian has not been able to handle it.
Yeah, I mean, there's only so much a goalie can do. I mean, Beschlian was incredible. And, I mean, she's let up 3 goals in this first half, but also remember, Bailey Herr had that shot off the post, and this would be a completely different game. This would be Ithaca running away with it if they were up 3, because that's just how big these goals have been. And I mean, we know Ithaca has that. They have that ability to come from behind, as we saw a couple games ago, and as we saw in this game, they were down by 2 goals, and now they're up by 2. So we'll see if Cortland has that same player, which you need to have that if you're going to be a good team in this nation.
And now Cortland trying to swing their momentum back in the direction. But the ground ball is going to go to Nicola Tortorici. She looks to pick up one of these goals back for Cortland. She scored 3 today and gets turned away by Simon Sheeny. Tortorici passing over. That's off to Molly Newton. Newton to Elmer. Now charging in is Lexi Meager, who scores. Rather, that was Carly Stone who put the ball on the back of the net. Now it's 9-8. A quick answer from Cortland. That's just what the doctor ordered for the Red Dragons.
Yeah, I mean, couldn't get any better than that. I mean, the Red Dragons needed a quick response. They needed to show themselves that they were still in this game because of how much the momentum was on Ithaca's side, and they get that quick response, and we got ourselves a ball game again.
Oh yeah, good stuff so far. 9-8 is the score. Ithaca Bombers lead the Cortland Red Dragons. Again, Ithaca is ranked 8th. Cortland is ranked 10th, according to U.S. Lacrosse. So we got a high-level women's lacrosse game here in D3. 21 minutes and 53 seconds to go in the second half. Great game so far. Can Ithaca get back that 2-goal lead? Let's see what happens in the draw. Morgan Cavell against Lexi Meager. Ball is won again by Nicolette Tortorici. She just picked up the last ground ball that led to a goal. Tortorici over to Meager. Looks like too many players on the defensive side for Ithaca. Meager passing off to Carly Stone. Carly Stone is the one who just scored the last goal, making it 9-8. Stone over to Nicolette Tortorici, looking for her 4th. Back to Stone. Stone gets the ball knocked out of her stick, but there is going to be a foul called on Olivia Oppenheim, and it's going to be a free position shot for Carly Stone, who just scored in the second half. Can she make it 2?
Stone actually has 2 in the game right now, so we'll see if she can be the second Cortland player to have a hat trick. And we're not used to seeing these free shot opportunities for Cortland, so we'll see if they can convert here.
Pursuto awaiting the shot. Carly Stone turns left and passes it off to Kristen Oberg. Oberg has been kept off the scoreboard this game. And now it goes behind the net to Hannah Elmer. Elmer trying to get around Becca Mahorter. She'll pass it off to Kristen Oberg. Oberg again challenged by Molly Long, and a foul will be called. Free position opportunity for Oberg. Can she get her first goal of the game? Going to be tough with Becca Mahorter standing right in front of her. Nope. It is a free position opportunity, so Mahorter does have to move out of the way. They're making Mahorter move even more away from Oberg. Oberg charges, cuts, pass it off to Elmer. Elmer shoots and scores. Tie game. Cortland Red Dragons get those 2 goals back, 9-9, with 20.5 minutes to go in the second half. So a couple of draw control wins by the Cortland Red Dragons, leading to 2 goals. Really interesting stuff, as now Ithaca has to use a timeout after 2 straight goals. What's changed after that timeout, that first timeout that we saw? Cortland comes out and scores 2 goals. Ithaca not able to handle them on defense.
Well, that's exactly the thing we talked about, is that Cortland just did not have those offensive opportunities. They weren't winning the draws, and Ithaca was just applying the pressure in the correct places, and they were able to get those offensive opportunities and prevent Cortland from scoring. Now that Cortland's getting those offensive opportunities, they're more set as a team. Mm-hmm. They've scored 2 goals already, and 2 goals in something like 2.5 minutes. Cortland has the momentum now. And I mean, that's why we just saw why Oberg is the team leader in assists. She has 9 assists now, and she could have easily taken that shot. Yeah. She chose to cut inside, found a wide open woman right in front of the goalie. I mean, nothing you can do there if you're Pursudo. Greatly drawn up by Cortland, but I mean, this is the problem that Cortland had. Cortland had in the first half was that they were fouling Ithaca too much in their own defensive zone, and that gave Ithaca those opportunities on the free shots. I mean, Cortland got bailed out. That Bechlin made the saves, but now we've kind of seen a reverse here, and now Ithaca's playing a little sloppy on defense, playing a little too aggressive, and Cortland's taking advantage of that.
So now, how important were those 2 draw controls by Nicolette Tortorici? A couple of quick possessions there by Cortland Red Dragons off of those, off those plays by the team captain off the draw.
I mean, they were huge. They gave them the offensive opportunities that they needed. Cortland just needed another offensive opportunity to score and get the momentum back on their sides, kind of get the blood pumping. Because it was going a little cold there. It seemed like it was dominating those first 8 minutes, and Cortland right back in it now, and they got the momentum.
So now it's 9-9. After 4 straight goals from Ithaca, Cortland responds with 2 of their own to tie it up at 9. 20.5 minutes to go. Draw is up, and it is again won by Nicolette Tortorici. She's going to charge down, gets the ball knocked out of her stick, pass it off, and the ball is knocked out of the stick of Molly Newton. And another foul is called. Let's see if it will be a free position.
Great recovery by the Bombers there.
Let's see what the ref does, sorting things out. And it's going to be Ithaca ball, Reed Simoncini. The ref's whistle blows, and now Simoncini charges down the left side of the field. Turns back. Goes to Elizabeth Sauer. Across to Molly Long. Her father, Jeff Long, coaches the men's lacrosse team, who is ranked 2nd in the nation. Now Elizabeth Sauer to Reed Simoncini. Up it goes to Morgan Cabell in the offensive zone. Now to Morgan Roscoe. Roscoe gets fouled. Not the best angle here, so she'll have to pass it. Yep, Roscoe's going to start behind the net. And a little bit to the left. Roscoe charges. Pass it across to Maeve Cambria. Cambria turns. And pass it up top to Ali Panara. Panara cuts right. Back to Erin McGee. McGee to the right side. Now goes behind to Maeve Cambria. Morgan Roscoe not on the field. Actually, she's on the left side. And that's where the power players are for Ithaca with Runyon, Roscoe, and Cadwell. Got Panara charging on the right. Over to Cadwell. She'll go left. Turned away by a double team, and looks like she was pushed off by Katie Wolf, so it's going to be a free position opportunity for Morgan Cadwell. Jacqueline Beschlin's been on fire in these free position attempts. Let's see if she can continue her streak. Cadwell fires and scores. 10-9 Ithaca, 18:55 to go in the second half. And you can only save so many free position opportunities. Morgan Cadwell getting it past Jacqueline Beschlin there.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of been the theme of this game is whatever team can be less aggressive, be the most aggressive without committing fouls in their own defensive zone. I mean, we've seen that's plagued both teams. I think we've had a combined 5 or 6 goals that have just been free shots from unnecessarily sloppy play.
Mm-hmm.
And Ithaca getting another one here, I think that's a third goal on a free shot opportunity.
And on the season, we've got Cortland standing at 50% on their free position opportunities, Ithaca standing at 41. So it seems like both those have been going up in this game. Now the draw in the center is going to be taken by Ali Panara for Ithaca against Lexi Meager. Ball goes up, and it is won by Katie Wolf. She passes to Hannah Elmer. And now over to Carly Stone. Stone to Oberg. Oberg behind the net. That's Molly Newton. Yep. Nicola Tortorici behind the net to Kristen Oberg. Spin move by Hannah Elmer, but the ball gets knocked out of her stick by Becky Mahorter. And a foul is called after Gabby Byrne gets knocked down. And a play like that, Hannah Elmer with the spin move, but Becky Mahorter knocks it out of her stick. That's why Mahorter's a starter in just her freshman year on this defensive Ithaca squad. Molly Long on the right side. Trying to cross the midfield line. Challenged by both Oberg and Elmer. But she gets past both of them. Great moves by the defenseman. Passing it all the way downfield. And now it goes over to Morgan Roscoe. Roscoe turns. Up top to Panara. Panara's going to charge. Cuts left. Gets a lane. Slips up a little. Still retains possession. Did not lose the ball. Goes back up top to Erin McGee. McGee shoots it right back to Allison Panara. Panara now to Gabby Byrne, who has a pair of goals in this game. Byrne to Panara to McGee. Now to Roscoe to the left side of the net. She's going to go behind. Gets to Maeve Cambria. Cambria gets pushed away, and she's going to turn back behind the net.
A long possession here for Ithaca.
They do have a 1-goal lead after that last one. Gabby Byrne looking for a hat trick. Pass it inside to Maeve Cambria, but Cambria could not handle it. The ground ball is picked up by Morgan Roscoe. Good job there to retain possession. Erin McGee charging in right towards the center, and a check, but no foul called. Dangerous play there by the defenseman, but a whistle is not blown, and now it is Nicolette Tortorici charging down the field. Over to Molly Newton. Newton looking for her first goal, and Kimberly Pursuto shuts that down. Great save by Pursuto on an open shot. She passes an outlet to Gabby Byrne, but Byrne cannot handle the pass. And a wide pass is picked up by Hannah Elmer. Tortorici now. Behind the net to Molly Newton. Newton. Goes to Wolf. To Meager. And now all the way around to Tortorici. Tortorici to Oberg. Oberg again on Molly Long. She spins inside. Spins again. Tries to shoot and saved by Pursuto. Oberg just unlucky today. Can't get many opportunities.
Yeah, 2 great back-to-back saves by Pursuto. It was a good move keeping her in.
Yep, a full 60 minutes seems to be on the menu for Kimberly Pursuto today. And she's lived up to her E8 Goalie of the Year title with a good game today against the Cortland Red Dragons. Behind the net is Maeve Cambria for the Ithaca Bombers. Up top to Morgan Cadwell. Cadwell goes outside. She's challenged by Lexi Meager. And behind the net to Bailey Herr. Herr over to Roscoe. Roscoe up top to Panara. Panara is going to flip it up over to Morgan Cadwell. Another one of these important long possessions that you keep on bringing up. Panara charges to the left towards the middle of the crease, and it goes wide. They rule it's Ithaca ball, and Cortland's arguing that it shouldn't have been ruled a shot. But it was, and now it's Maeve Cambry behind the net. Morgan Cadwell cuts left, knocked around, and loses the ball. No foul call, some physical play there, and the refs are letting them play.
Yeah, it's been a physical game. It's been physical all game. I think the refs are allowing some physical play now, as long as it doesn't affect the shot.
Molly Newton mishandled the pass, so Cortland has to reset their possession. And goes all the way back to Bechlian. Bechlian over to Jordan Aiello. It goes over to Laura Messer, who gets fouled, and she'll get a free start to her possession here. Aiello to Meager. Now to Katie Wolf. Wolf gets turned around. She loses the ball, and it's Reed Simoncini picking it up. Retains possession and passing it off to Olivia Oppenheim. Donica Wagner back in the game for the Ithaca Bombers. Oppenheim elects to shoot instead of passing it across, and Bechlian shuts that down.
Yeah, she tried to go near post, bottom corner there, but good job by Bechlian. Great save there.
Now here's Nicolette Tortorici charging down the field. She gets the ball knocked out of her stick. Reed Simoncini is knocked down, and a foul is called. But it will be Cortland's ball. Looks like Reed Simoncini tried to play the ball from her knees, but the whistle was blown. Now it's Carly Stone, who scored a goal in this game. Two, rather. Ball gets over to Oberg. Oberg back up top. This is Bree Janj. Behind the net to Hannah Elmer. Elmer challenged by Molly Long. In front is Katie Wolf, but saved by Kimberly Pursuto. Huge save with a 1-goal lead. Katie Wolf had a huge opportunity there.
That's one of the better saves that we've seen today. Again, just point blank, Pursuto just ate that ball. That was hers.
And, yeah, those are really tough ones to save. From behind the net, the pass goes in front to a wide-open player, but Kimberly Pursuto was able to turn around in time and save it. Really important stuff in a 1-goal game, and a long pass. Katie Oberg tries to challenge it, but it is caught by Reed Simoncini. She gets it up to Gabby Byrne. Now to the left side is Morgan Roscoe. Roscoe gets knocked down, but no foul called. Again, the refs are letting them play. Roscoe. This is about as physical as you see women's lacrosse get. Usually refs are quick on their whistles.
Well, it's good that we got a little physicality here in the rivalry game.
Absolutely. A rivalry that's been dominated by Cortland for the past 7 years. Last time Ithaca beat Cortland was 2009. But with 10 minutes and 30 seconds to go, Ithaca might break that streak here. Allison Pinar charging in. Shut down. Goes to the right. Back to Morgan Cadwell. Cadwell inside. Bailey Herr tries to get a shot off, but it is stopped by the defenseman. Great job by the Cortland defense. That was Lisa Farrow stopping Bailey Herr's opportunity. So now we're 10 minutes to go in this second half. Cortland down by 1. Ithaca leading 10-9. It's a very important game in the national standings. Ithaca ranked 8th, Cortland ranked 10th. Or if you follow the coaches' polls, Cortland's ranked 6th, Ithaca's ranked 13th.
Yeah, either way, this would be a great resume-building win here for either team. I mean, apart from it being a rivalry, there's just two very good teams, two very high-ranked teams. So we'll see some movement definitely in the standings.
It'll be a pretty interesting sight to see on the schedule where you have wins against ranked opponents sandwiching a loss to Dickinson for Ithaca. So it'll be a great way to rebound. And the ball goes off the post. The shot was by Kristen Oberg. And it went crossbar. Kimberly Pursuto bailed out by her best friend, the post. Huge opportunity by Oberg, who scored 64 goals last year. Could not find Twine that time.
Yeah, it looks like the lacrosse gods got even from stealing a goal from the Bombers earlier in this game.
Yeah, Bailey Herr had an opportunity that went off the post. And now Oberg shoots one off the crossbar. Long pass to Donica Wagner is not handled. Ground ball is loose and picked up by Carly Stone. Goes over to Beshley and the goalie. Now it's Katie Wolf. Now to Jordan Aiello. Aiello. Challenge by Morgan Roscoe. Knocked down. Ball gets knocked out of her stick. And looks like a low post play in basketball with Aiello trying to box out Morgan Roscoe. And the ball was knocked out of bounds, and it goes to Morgan Roscoe. Reed Simoncini now. Passing it up to Ali Pinar, who's knocked down, and a foul is called. That's going to be on Laura Messer. She's going to go off. Big warming-up opportunity for the Ithaca Bombers after Laura Messer gets sent off for knocking down Allison Pinara.
Yeah, their third woman-up opportunity of this game. The conversion here would be huge with 8 minutes to go, having a 2-goal lead.
And that's really not what you want when you're Cortland. 8 minutes to go, and 2 of them will have to be with a woman up, with a woman down, rather. And that's really going to hurt your comeback efforts. Allison Pinar behind the net. Now to Donica Wagner. Wagner. That's Hillary O'Neill on her. Ball goes around up top to Morgan Cadwell, and now to Allison Pinara. 90 seconds to go on the power play of sorts. Roscoe to Pinara. Pinara to Cadwell. Back to Pinara. They're at the perimeter. Not finding a way inside yet. Bailey Herr behind the net. Passes forward to Gabby Byrne, who gets turned around, and it looks like it's going to be a free position shot for Gabby Byrne. She has 2 goals in this game. Can she make it a hat trick here? Big opportunity for Gabby Byrne. Free position. Goes in, and it's knocked away by Hillary O'Neill. And then the rebound shot by Bailey Herr gets saved by Jacqueline Beshley. Big defensive play by the Cortland Red Dragons. 2 great opportunities for the Bombers to make this lead, too. But they could not do it. 46 seconds to go on the warming up opportunity for the Ithaca Bombers.
Yeah, great save by Beshley in there. That's her 9th save this game.
And now Hannah Elmer will lead the Cortland offense on a shorthanded opportunity. Foul is called. See what the refs are going to call here. They are sorting things out, and it's going to go to Reed Simoncini. Bombers possession. 6:30 to go in the game, and 30 seconds to go on the Ithaca Bombers warming up opportunity. The pass from Pursuto goes to Elizabeth Sauer. Sauer over to Bailey Herr. Behind the net is Donica Wagner. 5 seconds to go, and the power play will expire. So Ithaca gets shut down again with 1 woman up. Morgan Cadwell now over to Morgan Roscoe. Roscoe steps back. 5 minutes and 50 seconds to go. Ithaca leads 10-9. I'm Dan Doherty alongside Matias Weilman. You are listening to Ithaca Bombers Women's Lacrosse here on vicradio.org and the Bomber Radio Network. Allison Panara turns around, passing it off to Morgan Cadwell. Cadwell to Wagner. Wagner behind the net to Bailey Herr. Now to Morgan Roscoe. She goes inside, gets past 3 defenders, and the shot is deflected and saved by Beshlian. Now Beshlian passes it off. 5 minutes left. Can Cortland tie the game?
Beshlian definitely giving them a boost in that category if they want to come back in this game. That's her 10th save, so 10 goals allowed, 10 saves. She's right about where her save percentage usually is. It's usually a little higher. It's usually at 51%, but against a big offensive team like Ithaca, that's exactly where you want it.
And she's made a couple of huge saves. A couple of free position shots, too. So Beshlian has definitely showed up today, despite the 10-goal tally by Ithaca this game.
And a much better job, too, by Cortland in this second half.
Timeout is going to be called by Ithaca. So they lead 10-9. They get shut down another woman-up opportunity. And they have 4 minutes and 30 seconds. And they definitely want to preserve this lead. They've been doing a great job so far in this second half, keeping Cortland off of them. What needs to keep going for Ithaca to keep the Red Dragons off their tail?
Well, Ithaca needs to just keep doing what they're doing. I mean, they need to not sit back on defense as much. That's the thing. That's what teams tend to do when they're trying to protect a lead. I understand that you want to put the emphasis on defense, but if there's a goal opportunity, if there's an opportunity for a defender to run out, as Ithaca's done a lot. I mean, we've seen a couple defenders run out for Ithaca. Molly Long has run out a couple times and kind of gives this offense a little bit of a push. And honestly, we might see Ithaca do that again. We might see them look for that fast break opportunity to kind of try to seal this game. Cortland's done a great job of defending Allie Runyon in the second half. I mean, you've barely said her name.
Yeah, I think she hasn't scored in the second half, right? She's still at 4 goals.
I believe she still is, yeah.
So, with that note, there's 4 minutes and 30 seconds to go. Who has been the standout player so far in this game? All game. I mean, we just mentioned Allie Runyon's name. She had 4 goals in the first half, none in the second half. So, who's been really the star player for the Ithaca Bombers?
Honestly, I'm gonna change it up, and I'm gonna go with the defenseman that's kept Kristen Oberg in check all day, and that's been Molly Long. Molly Long has had that double team coming from the outside, forcing Oberg into some awkward angles. But Molly Long's done a great job of staying in front of Oberg, and Molly Long has really given this Ithaca defense a boost.
Great choice there. Molly Long has been amazing today. Kristen Oberg last year an All-American, and she led the entire nation in points. 64 goals, 56 assists. And she's been shut out today, except, I mean, she had that one huge opportunity where she put one off the crossbar. But other than that, it's been all Molly Long in that matchup.
Yeah, Oberg has an assist today, too. But, I mean, you talk about those numbers from last year are astronomical.
Oh, my God.
I mean, 64 goals and 56 assists is some serious stuff. So, Great job by Molly Long. Great job by the whole Ithaca defense as a unit stopping her.
Unbelievable stuff from her last year. And now the action will resume with Donica Wagner behind the net. Score is 10-9, as we said, coming out of the timeout. 4 minutes and 30 seconds to go in the second half. Huge game here. Ithaca ranked 8th. Cortland ranked 10th, according to U.S. Lacrosse. Ithaca coming off a 9-7 loss to Dickinson, but before that, they beat the number 2 team in the nation, Trinity. So it's been a very good season for the Ithaca Bombers so far, staying at 4-1. And now it's Morgan Cadwell at the point. Donica Wagner down low. She goes behind the net. Turns again. Aiello doing a great job on her. Morgan Roscoe gets the ball from Donica Wagner. Roscoe now. Passing it up to Cadwell. Cadwell to Panara. Panara back to Cadwell up top. Again over to Panara. It's the equivalent of a D-to-D pass in hockey. Is Pinar to Morgan Cadwell. And that happens again. Cadwell to Pinar. And a long possession is definitely wanted by Ithaca here. They need to chew off as much clock as they can with a 1-goal lead against a dangerous Cortland team. We've seen they can put up 2 goals quickly earlier this half.
Yeah, definitely no rush for the Bombers here to get a score. Obviously, you want to keep the ball moving. Cortland's going to have to press here, and I mean, we know that the Bombers can get into these long offensive sets, so this is going to be difficult for Cortland to stop them and see if they can tie us up and send it to overtime.
Can they fire a shot off? Let's see. Morgan Roscoe to the left of the net. Back up top to Panara. And now does the Cortland defense have to make a move here? Because there's just a lot of time coming off the clock.
Yeah, I mean, you're at 2:30 left in this game. Cortland's going to have to make a move at some point. It's going to have to be a risk. I mean, whether it be a double team or try to trap in a corner or something, they're going to have to do something because a lot of time, as you mentioned, is coming off the clock.
Yeah, we came out of the timeout with 4 minutes and 30 seconds remaining, and now it's 2 minutes and 10 seconds, and it's still the same thing we've seen. Cortland will be a man up for the rest of this game, a woman up for the rest of the game, and that's huge for the Cortland Red Dragons.
Yeah, I mean, as a senior, I mean, you don't... Roscoe has to be kicking herself in the head right now.
Yeah, just a cross-check-in was a very ill-advised and some physical play on the sidelines here. A couple players fall down. Reed Simoncini gets knocked down, but it's going to be Ithaca ball, which is huge. Here, 1:42 left to go.
Great trap in the corner there by Ithaca to get that ball back.
Another foul's called. It's going to go back to Simoncini. Simoncini back to Beckett Mahorter. Mahorter Sauer. Now to Molly Long. Again, Cortland has one more player on the field than Ithaca does, and they're down by 1 goal with just under 90 seconds to go in the second half, and it's going to be a woman up for Cortland the rest of the way. Allison Panara trying to chew as much clock off as you can. Don't want the ball in Cortland's hands, and Beschleen's out of the net playing defense, leaving the net wide open. Donico active behind the net. Beschleen charging out. So now you got Beschleen playing really aggressively on defense.
Yeah, but just because Beschleen's out of the net does not mean that Ithaca needs to force a shot and try to score. They're fine with just charging at the net, having Beschleen have to go back, and getting a very clear and easy pass.
So now Morgan Cabell charges all the way around the net. 33 seconds left to go in this second half. Very close game here, 10-9. Cortland's a woman up. Out in front to Bailey Hurt. And a wide open net was stopped by Jacqueline Beschleen. What a save. She got in front just in time. Oh, my goodness. And now it's Cortland's ball, 14 seconds to go. Can they tie it up? Katie Wolf charging down the field. Finds Kristen Oberg, who's been shut down all day. Oberg turns, fires, scores! Cortland ties the game with 2 seconds to go.
Wow.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow. One of the more exciting finishes that you will ever see.
Wow. Unbelievable. Jackie Beschleen, what a save on Bailey Hurt. Bailey Hurt had a wide open net, and out of nowhere came Beschleen's stick to save it. And Kristen Oberg, we've been saying all day that she's been shut down, but she gets a goal when she needs. It only took her 59 minutes and 58 seconds to score one.
She got it when the team needed the most, but man, I'm still in this. How did Jackie Beschleen save that? That was
unbelievable.
Honestly, I think she literally just thrust her body forward and just luck that Bailey Hurt's shot just hit her in the chest.
Great stuff by the Cortland Red Dragons. Looks like we're going to overtime. 2.5 seconds to go here at Higgins Stadium. What a game. What a game. Cortland scoring with 2 seconds to go to tie it up. And now the draw. Pretty much a formality. We're going to overtime here. The refs taking their time, though. Wow, I cannot believe that. Kristen Oberg scoring with 2 seconds to go to tie the game. Time runs out. 10-10 is the score. We're going to overtime. unbelievable finish, Matias. I can't believe that.
Yeah, I mean, the crowd in disbelief, too. I mean, you can't blame Bailey Herr for trying to go for that shot. I mean, that was point blank.
Oh, yeah.
She must have been maybe 2 feet away from the goal. If she had scored that would have iced the game. I mean, 14 seconds up, too, but wow, great job by Cortland, too, getting down the field in about 15, 20 seconds.
Yeah.
Just scoring that. I mean, Ithaca had no shot of getting back.
Great stuff. And Ithaca did a great job of keeping Cortland out of the offensive zone with the warming up opportunity that they had. So, but they couldn't make it to the end of the game. It was a rebound by Cortland with about 15 seconds to go. They get it past midfield, and Kristen Oberg, she's an All-American for a reason, and we haven't really seen that this game, but she finally puts one in the net just in time. 2.5 seconds to go and ties the game. Now we're in overtime. The captains are in the middle, Doherty and Runyon, and both teams are huddling. How do you recover from that if you're Ithaca?
I mean, this is an older team that Ithaca has, and that's one of the advantages that they have. Is if they have a lot of leaders on this team because they have such an older team. And I mean, Ali Runyon's a graduate student. You said she's in her 5th year. So they're going to have to, the leaders on this team, the older players on this team, are going to have to propel this team forward. And, I mean, if you're Morgan Roscoe, I mean, she's the one that had to check near the side, and that's what gave Cortland that woman up opportunity. I mean, don't forget about that.
Yeah,
I mean,
ill-advised play.
Yeah, that was huge for Cortland because they had that opportunity. But, I mean, if you're Morgan Roscoe, you have to shake it off, and you just got to bring your A game for overtime here.
That would get you like a 10-minute misconduct in hockey, that check that Morgan Roscoe landed. So
yeah, it was a hard check near the side, too.
Yeah. Pretty bad stuff from her, but an unbelievable finish. And one thing to note is that each half started with a really quick Cortland goal. So Ithaca has to really be on their game to not let one happen in overtime here. That would be a very disappointing loss after what looked like to be the first win over Cortland in 7 years. Gets erased in about 15 seconds.
Yeah, and I mean, coming off that, there's no doubt Cortland is fired up right now. They have all the momentum. Ithaca's got to steal that. Ithaca, if not win the game in the first couple minutes, they need to just slow Cortland down and make sure that Cortland does not get an opportunity like they did in the beginning of the first half and the second half, where they scored that goal in the first 30, 40 seconds.
So this draw is very, very important. You got to win it if you're the Ithaca Bombers. Cortland breaks their huddle. Ithaca's warming up. And I wonder who they're going to send out for the draw, because they've had a rotation of Morgan Cadwell, Allison Pinara, and Bailey Herr. And it's been really tough because Cortland has had the lead has had the advantage in the draw circle this game. Nicola Tortorici has been unbelievable, picking up those loose balls after the draw and leading to those really quick goal opportunities in that first and second half. But really, it's what we've seen, that Ithaca has rebounded really well from those first minute goals, but you don't get an opportunity like that in overtime. So
yeah, you can't have that mentality.
Yeah.
And for that draw, I think it's either going to be Bailey Herr or Ali Pinara taking that. I mean, they were the ones. I think Morgan Roscoe started the game with the draws. If I'm correct,
that's actually Morgan Cadwell.
Oh, Cadwell started on the draws, and they weren't having successors, so we switched over to Pinara and Herr. And interesting to see who goes out there.
And it will be Morgan Cadwell.
Wow.
So really important stuff here. Ithaca and Cortland have switch sides. Referee raises her hand, and overtime starts now. Oh, a couple players fall down. It's picked up by Morgan Cadwell. Ithaca gets an early rush through the defenseman. A foul is called.
Wow, off to the races for the Bombers, and a free shot opportunity here, I believe.
Looks like it will be a little too far away for her to fire a good shot, but she is in the offensive zone here. Cadwell turns right, waiting for her teammates to get on offense with her. Goes up top to Allison Pinara. Pinara to Gabby Byrne. Got 2 minutes and 40 seconds in overtime here. The pass goes to Allison Pinara. Now to Morgan Cadwell. Perimeter play here to start overtime. Cadwell cuts left. Now back up top to Panara. Panara now goes right. Matched up by Katie Wolf.
Yeah, Wolf done a great job with Panara in the second half. Stopper. Panara was running loose in the first half and completely different game in the second half.
Now 2 minutes left to go in overtime. Panara.
If you're the Bombers, no need to rush here. I mean, you don't want to be passive, but no need to rush.
Cadwell goes in and goes off of Bechlian. The ground ball is picked up by the Bombers, though. Gabby Byrne. Good opportunity there by Morgan Cadwell, but Bechlian does shut that down. Big save when they need it.
Oh, that might have been a little post. I mean, I'm seeing here they're posting. They're kind of just as hitting the post.
Oh, interesting. So another post play. Now Morgan Cadwell charges in, shoot, and it goes wide of the net, below the legs of Bechlian. But Ithaca does rebound. Panara. Great job retaining possession by the Ithaca Bombers in overtime here. Can they get another one?
That's why these draws are so big in overtime.
The pass goes to Donica Wagner behind the net. Now to Morgan Roscoe. Roscoe up top to Cadwell. Cadwell cuts left, gets inside, shoots, saved by Bechlian again. She has showed up when it counts. And it looked like it was going to be a turnover in the defensive zone for Cortland, but a foul is called on Allison Panara. 32 seconds to go. Can Cortland put up a quick one here? The pass is mishandled by Lexi Meager, and it's picked up by Panara. Can she get the ground ball? And a foul is called. It's going to be Ithaca ball. 25 seconds to go. 10-10 is the score in overtime.
Especially now 11 saves. Supposed to her 10 goals allowed, so she's above that 500 mark for the save percentage.
Bechlian has been great all game. Now Morgan Roscoe charging in. 20 seconds to go. Over to Allison Panara. Panara turns, and a foul is called. It looks like it's going to be a free position opportunity. Oh, my goodness. 16 seconds to go.
That's been key to this game.
Allison Panara lining up for the free position shot. Panara charges, shoots, bounce, and it goes off of Bechlian. She makes another save, rebounded by Donica Wagner. Wagner to Cadwell. 6, 5, 4, 3. Cadwell turns, fires, saved by Bechlian again. And the whistle blows. So that will do it for the first half in overtime. And a very interesting one. Ithaca had it for all 3 minutes, essentially. There was a little part of the 3 minutes where Cortland had it, but Ithaca forced a turnover. So it was a great first overtime period for the Bombers, and now we get another draw. So that's definitely what you wanted to see if you're Coach Kerry Moore. And Jackie Bechlian definitely showed up in that first overtime period.
Yeah, and I mean, we sound like broken records here.
Yeah,
talking about Bechlian. I mean, the not even the amount of saves she makes. I mean, that speaks a story for herself. But just the timing of her saves and how she's made these saves has just been incredible.
And now the draw goes to Ithaca. Allison Panara picks it up. Can they get another 3-minute possession here? And a foul is called on Cortland. So it will be Panara's ball. Panara starts an offensive rush. Turns. Goes to Gabby Byrne. Now to Morgan Cadwell. Cadwell inside. Fouled, and it looks like we're going to have an early free position opportunity in this second overtime period.
It's going to be the 8th for Ithaca.
They haven't scored that many. Bechlian's been on fire.
Yeah.
Cadwell charges in, and she does score in that one. Ithaca wins 11-10. They take down Cortland for the first time since 2009. A huge win for the Ithaca Bombers coming off a loss against Dickinson. Great job. They improved to 5-1 on the season. Great game that we saw today here at Higgins Stadium. Matias.
Incredible game. Incredible performance by both teams. Take your hat off to Cortland, the whole team. Jackie Beschlian, ending with 13 saves, but unable to come up with that last one. Excellent stuff from both teams.
Morgan Cadwell scoring the game winner there. And just awesome stuff from Cadwell. She had 2 goals last game. Gets another one here where it really counts. 11-10 is your final score. And now Ithaca with 2 wins against ranked opponents in their last 3 games. They might be a top 5 team.
Yeah, but how fitting that Ithaca in this huge game, in what has been the theme of the game, how ironic that they score on that on that open shot. I mean, we've talked about it all game, how the key to this game was going to be who can commit the least amount of fouls in their defensive half, and at the end, that's what brought Cortland down.
Yep, Beschlian did her best, but could not save the last one. So Cadwell puts in the game winner. 11-10 is your final score. Oddly enough, that was the score when Ithaca beat Trinity, the second-ranked team in the nation. So 11-10, the magic number for the Ithaca Bombers. So we'll have to give a couple thank yous before we go. First off to the Director of TV and Radio Operations here at Ithaca College, Christopher Wheatley. Our station manager here at VIC Radio, Kemry Colbert. Our sports director, Adam Probst, and his assistant, Emma Beltrandi, who is also engineering this game. Also, we'd like to thank Justin Rouzier and Charlie Novak for their contributions, given the halftime report. And for Matias Weilman, I'm Dan Doherty. Thank you for listening to Ithaca Bombers Women's Lacrosse here on VICradio.org and the Bombers Radio Network.